Wowtac A1S version 2, but this one is a little bit different because Black Scout Survival partnered with Wowtac, who incidentally is partnered with ThruNite, and they took the original A1S and they made it into a more tactical version. I apologize, I have an A1S, but I moved into my new house a few months ago, and heck if I can figure out where it went in the move. I wanted to do a direct comparison between the two, but I just can't find my original A1S. These lights are very much similar to the original A1S, but they have a more tactical user interface and a more tactical design, mostly up in the bezel there. They're also the same price. And speaking of price, the thing with the Wowtacs, as I mentioned in some of my other videos, is they have pretty much all the ThruNite quality of their lights, but at about half the price because they don't come with some of the extra stuff that for me, I never use in a light, like the belt clip case and some things like that. They pretty much just come with a quality light and maybe a few accessories like some extra O-rings, but they do it at usually half the price. These lights retail for $39.95. I'll put a link down below. And similar to the original A1S, they put out 1150 lumens. Here's the box, standard Wowtac / ThruNite box. These lights also come in a cool white and a neutral white, so you can pick your variety there. Accessory-wise, they do come with some extra O-rings, and they come with a charging cable because the batteries on these are rechargeable. I just happen to have two of these. Hopefully I won't lose these, but I'm not moving anytime soon, so I should be good. These lights come in two colors. They come in a black and they come in a marine coyote, which is kind of a goldish color. And they have a few variations. The back of the lights are all the same, but in the front, they have either a anti-reflective red lens or a super crenellated strike bezel. The original A1S has a gently crenellated bezel. This one, as you can see here, is very sharp, and the thing with these bezels is that they are removable. So, and I'll get to that in a minute. So let's just have a look at the design of these, starting in the back here. On the back there is a tail button. It does have a spot for a lanyard there. These don't come with a lanyard, but again, I never use it. But if you wanted to attach a lanyard, there are two spots there that you could insert the lanyard. The tail button is a little bit recessed down in there, such that if you wanted to tail stand it, you absolutely could. And then forward of that, the cap comes off. When you first get it, there will be a little battery cover in here. So make sure you take that off so that the light actually turns on. This light is powered by an 18650 battery. The Wowtac, it's a rechargeable battery itself, 3400 milliamp hours. And the way it works is you take the charging cable, you plug it into a power source, and you plug it in right here. And as it's charging, this turns red when there's a red light here. When it's fully charged, it turns green to let you know that it's fully charged. So these newer batteries, still 3400 milliamp hours, but the batteries themselves charge, which is kind of an interesting thing. And I think that may help a little bit with the water rating of these because there's less stuff on the outside for the water to get into. But the battery goes in there and we screw it down. There's an O-ring here. This is of course IPX8 rated like all the other lights in the world. Some knurling back here, and then knurling up here. There is a spot here for a pocket clip, which is removable. You can put it on, you can take it off, comes with it off, so add it if you like, or if you're not a pocket clip guy, don't use the pocket clip. Forward of that, more knurling. Serial number there, and on the other side, Wowtac A1S version 2. The side button here is how you control the brightness, sort of. And then a little bit down to the head here, there's some heat sinks and Black Scout Survival here, and their logo on the other side. Now, I talked about the bezel. The bezels are removable. Both the crenellated bezel, super crenellated bezel at that, and this anti-reflective coated red lens. And when you look at the lens itself, initially I couldn't tell that it was red, but you can see it here on the white background, it's red. And in their tactical band, it's anti-reflective, so theoretically it's not going to shine light back at someone. If you don't want to use either of these, the light functions pretty much just like the original A1S with just a flat end there, minus the gentle crenellations. Down in there is the Cree XPL V6 emitter, pretty deep, smooth reflector, so this is going to have a good amount of throw to it, and like I said, it puts out a maximum of 1150 lumens. Now if you want to use the bezels, they're interchangeable. The same threads will screw on either the red lens or the super crenellated lens. So you can use this in a offensive, or I'll say defensive mode, because this is going to be very uncomfortable hitting someone with this compared to just the typical crenellations that flashlights come with. It'll stand there. You can do that. But you can take this off because I might not carry it this way. But if you're going somewhere, if you're going camping, if you want to take this on a plane, as the Black Scout survival people talk about, take this off, take it through TSA, and then after you get on the plane, if you want a defensive light, you can put this back on, and maybe they won't see it. The user interface on this has a little bit more tactical bend to it compared to the original A1S, as I mentioned. It still turns on with the tail cap here. It still has a momentary, so you can half press it or full press it to bring it all the way on. It changes brightnesses with the side button here, and it will just ramp up through those. But when you're ramping up, if it goes low, medium, high, there's a turbo past this. If you wait more than 2 seconds, it will go back down to the low mode. So low, medium, high, turbo, and then there's an SOS there. And it goes back down to the low. Brightness wise, there is a 24 lumen low for 6 days, 140 for 18 hours, 460 for 5 hours, 1150 for 3 hours, and then that 1150 strobe for 4 hours. And then back down to the low. It does have mode memory, so whatever you turn it off on, there's that low. If I have it on the turbo, turn it off, and you can get the momentary on the turbo there. Now it also has a way that you can get instantly to the turbo. So if I have it on low, have it on that 24 lumens, and I turn it off, it will come back on to that 24 lumens. But the way that you can get instant access to the turbo is you double press. So 1, 2, and there's instant access to the turbo. And then also there's a hidden strobe, which you get by triple pressing. 1, 2, 3. And then if you want to lock it into those, just full click the button and you'll lock on that brightness. Same with the turbo, full press it and it comes on. And then once it's on, you can then go through the brightnesses per usual. That red lens is also a nice option if you know that you're going somewhere where keeping your night vision is important. Like maybe you're going camping or something like that and you want to bring something with you. Just be careful not to lose it because it is kind of small. I believe Black Scout Survival actually makes a case, a belt clip case with a little spot to store that red lens in. Showing you the brightnesses out here. There is the low, ramping up, and there's the turbo, and you can see a good amount of throw to it. So overall, this is a nice variation, nice improvement for the same amount of money on the original Wowtac A1S. You get some nice improvements with the different bezels. You get some nice user interface improvements, but still for the same $39.95, puts out 1150 lumens, has the rechargeable battery. Another great deal on a light from Wowtac. Check one out. I will put the link below. Catch you next time.